Let's see. Let's try this out for size. Let's see. There we go. There we go. There we go. Is that where we're gonna go? Is that what we're gonna do today? I guess so. How do I look? Where's the viewer? Hello, how you doing? Hey there. Hello. Very very close to the camera. Can you see me? Can you hear me too? Is it too loud? I don't know. I don't have a microphone, so it's kind of hard to tell. Can y'all hear me? Can you? I don't know. Is this annoying? I'm gonna probably do this for the whole 40 minutes. How would that respond? Because it'll get kind of annoying. All right. Enough of the silly stuff. Though when am I ever serious? Um, Picked up a new mount for my phone so that we can see my drawings more clear here. This is going to be a little funky because I'm going to go to my videos. You're going to see my video. And you're going to hear it. Hold on. Trying to find a way to get the sound off. It's the beginning of the stream. There's a lot of technical difficulties, so, you know, I can't make any excuses. Excuses are never good. It's weird. You can see the iPad in the iPad in the iPad, and then see me responding to the iPad. It's pretty cool, right? The only reason I do this is so that I can see the chat. There's everybody. All right, I need to actually turn off my review, which is going on right now. So I actually have a footage that's rendering and it's already playing. I'm just gonna put that on pause for like 2 seconds. And in the meantime, shoot me some suggestions, ask some questions, because this is just me jumping back into the swing of things. You like the mount? It's the system I got going on right now until I can figure out a better way to show you my drawings. I think this is probably the best way to have it set up. I know that there are plenty of ways you can have a rig set up, maybe even have like a mount, sort of like I have for my clay thinner thingy-majig. Have like the tripod sort of hang in there and then have it hang over. For right now, I'm just using basic tripod system. So I guess that's what we're gonna go with today. Did you guys know that I went to go see the movie Upgrade? Did anybody see the movie Upgrade? I know it's not a cartoon and you guys are more interested in see me talking about cartoons, but truth be told, I would definitely love to talk about other stuff. But what do you know? Okay, so you're probably asking questions about these guys over here. So I've been getting into sculpting and planning on maybe getting a table at some art convention at some point in the near future. Also, if it's can you guys hear me that well? Is it too low? Don't know if I could have a microphone stick to this. Still working on the technicals with that. So basically I've been working on sculptures, and this is a little grunkle stand that I made from polymer clay. So just got to get a better focus on this actually. See if you could see it in focus a little bit. Just sort of something I've been playing around with. Probably gonna get this molded. Probably gonna cast it in resin and make a couple copies and sell them at a convention or something. Maybe at some point I could show you guys, you know, how I sculpt. Maybe get suggestions if there are any sculptors out there who want to offer me advice, because I'm always open to criticism. I'm always open to new ways to improve. Let's probably have the sketch pad here. It's probably going to be better to see over here. This is my world. This is my canvas. blank, ready to get doodling with. So I see some people are asking questions. Have I considered going to Con Bravo? Believe it or not, I've wanted to go to Con Bravo years ago when they had a independent video spotlight thingamajig made specifically for reviews. Hello, Mr. Lime. So basically, I had a video I made years ago, like a video review that I made that got accepted to the panel, and I figured, hey, let's go to Canada. At the time, I think I couldn't do it. I think there was other stuff going on, and it's always been in the back of my mind. I know that it's a big convention for a lot of the internet reviewers out there, kind of like MagFest, though truth be told, over the years MagFest kind of died out and hasn't really become a spot for the internet reviewers as it did in the past. But I've always considered it. I'm probably going to go to New York Comic Con, though. I'm probably going to go to New York Comic Con. I have fan registration set up years ago, so I would definitely love to do that again. Me and my friend Joel, who you guys might not know, but we worked on a project together that was supposed to be a movie that kind of fell through. He's going to come up, and we are going to go to a convention. I see a lot of people talking about Teen Titans Go. So I heard on the grapevine, or some vine, who knows, should it be a grapevine? Why did it have to be a grapevine? Why couldn't it have been, any other vine? Like, why couldn't it have been Vine? Maybe I heard on Vine, but then Vine's dead, so I don't know. So I heard that the voice actors have confirmed season 6 of the original Teen Titans only if, with a big butt the size of Canada there, if it makes a lot of money in the box office. So, am I excited for that? Sure. I mean, a lot of people are looking forward to that. I mean, that's kind of cool. Kind of weird, though, that it has to rely on the success of Teen Titans Go. Isn't Teen Titans Go already pretty successful? I mean, it already has a movie, so there you go. Let's see. Someone's asking about pipe cleaner figures. So do you mean using pipe cleaners to make sculptures? I mean, that's a possibility. I actually use... Let me go show you guys what I use. I use a special wire for armature. This is one of them I use. So I actually spun this together myself, and it kind of helps. This at some point I'm going to use for a head. I don't know. I feel like pipe cleaners would be a little too fuzzy. I feel like I'm a man of textures, so I feel like that would get kind of annoying. So yeah, I heard. The funny thing is that around the time of the convention, Nolan and Jim have recently followed me on Twitter, so I don't know what that means. That's pretty cool, though. So yeah, in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Momocom was this week, and the Pizza Podcast was there, and a lot of other internet reviewers who focus on animation, except me. Maybe one day, I don't know. But that seemed pretty exciting, seemed pretty cool. I would love if there was a way where we can get all the Mr. Code guys together for something. I don't know. We're kind of just like a loose knit of folks all around. Jaime Tudes in dang it, California. Animat's in Canada. I'm here in the East Coast, and everybody's just all over the place. Seems like somebody brought up two questions I kind of want to address. Actually, one, because I kind of addressed the tablet question a while back. Basically, Where was that question? It was up here somewhere. Somebody was asking me if I saw Solo. So the funny thing about that is, I didn't see it because, for the most part, oh, there I am. Hello, everybody. For the most part, I had no desire to see Solo. Um, I had kind of an interest in seeing it when I heard that um, Chris Miller and Phil Lord, Chris Lord, no, Chris Miller and Phil Lord, the directors of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the Lego Movie, were working on it. But I wouldn't say that completely stopped my interest, because there have been movies where filmmakers leave and they do well with a new director. So that's not the main reason why I was less interested. I mean, it was when I started to have doubts, but I still had a little bit of hope for it. I think it was when I saw the first trailer. And then when I saw the first trailer, to me, it kind of confirmed what I didn't like, even when Miller and Lord were attached to the project, which was the guy they got playing Han Solo just didn't catch my interest. And I know that's kind of a weird impression to get when watching a movie, but because Star Wars is such a big fan experience, nah, that's not a good way of putting it. Because Star Wars is pretty popular, and I think it's well accepted that we know most of these characters, it's like it's gonna have a fan base, and it's gonna have people with specific views that will cloud their judgment and cloud their optimism. And for me, I'm one of those people where I kind of just it lost interest for me, because mostly because of what they were going for, and based on the trailer that I saw, it didn't really catch my interest. And then more promo stuff started to come out, and then the reviews started to come out, and it's not like I was really here to make an honest to god bias free review of this thing. It's just that, there's some movies that I have no desire to see, and I'm not at the point in my life where I'm doing professional reviews all the time. This is a hobby for me, so it's not like it really relied on me to see this and give you guys the best opinion on it, because I'm probably not that guy for it anyways. So like I said, I had no desire to see Solo. Although, when Obi-Wan comes out with Ewan McGregor, I will be the first one in line to see that movie, because goddamn, Ewan McGregor is one of my favorite things from the prequels. And I hear that he would be interested in playing the character again. Can we start drawing? I want to start drawing. I guess I want to know if there's anything anybody would want me to start doodling. So, Ryan asks, is it true the only Mr. Coke contributors I've met in person are Matt and Tony and Ryan Hip? Believe it or not, Matt and Tony are the only ones that I met in person. Sure, there was. No, they would be the only ones that I met in person. Um, I haven't met Ryan, but Ryan went the year after I went, which was probably around 2014. And it's funny because a lot of my friends who aren't into movie reviews are very interested in MagFest, and they go to MagFest. So it's like, do I go again without really focusing on promoting my show or anything, which was never really the intention anyways, but it was kind of cool to go with your group of internet reviewing buddies. It's just things change, times change, and I guess that is what life is. MagFest is a convention on the East Coast in near Washington D.C. and I kid you not, it's called the Gaylord Hotel. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people make immature jokes about that, maybe even myself. But at the hotel, they have the biggest video game, in my opinion, the biggest video game convention I've been to, and from what I understand, it's one of the biggest video game conventions on the East Coast. Believe it or not, though, a lot of animation enthusiasts do go to the conventions. So, like, I think even Rebecca Sugar did a panel in MagFest once. So, maybe I should think about it again. Who knows? Somebody is asking me about Chris Chan, guys. Where are we going with this? Are we really gonna do this? Are we really gonna talk about Chris Chan today? Who wants me to talk about Chris Chan, everybody? Who wants me to talk about Chris Chan? Christian Westland Chandler, CWC, right? Yeah. Who wants me to talk? Who wants me to talk about Chris Chan? No, thank you, Ryan. You're saving me on this one. Yeah, you know what? It seems like no one's really interested in it, so I guess I'm not going to talk about Chris Chan. If you want to find out about Chris Chan, go on the internet, but put on the safe search because he's kind of a creep, from what I understand. I mean, I've never met the guy personally, but by reputation, there's some pretty creepy stuff associated to that dude. All right. Um, Hero Academia is a show that a lot of people want me to check out, and me personally, I would love to check that out on my own free time, anyways. Um, Dang, I'm drawing a blank now. Hero Academia. So yeah, I would like to check that out. Maybe it's on Hulu. Um, does anybody have any suggestions for drawings, or does anybody want to hear my opinion on Upgrade? I did put it in the title, so if anybody's interested in knowing what I thought about the movie, let me know. All right. Ember. Ember's going to be a little hard, so I think the beauty of drawing without reference is that you use your pure imagination on this one. And it's funny because Ember, like most of Butch Hartman's drawings, does have the Fairly Odd Parents sort of symmetry. It's funny because now I feel like I'm drawing a bomb, you know? And the beauty of this character, in case you didn't know who Ember was, Ember is one of the villains in Danny Phantom. I think the beauty of doing this sketch is that I'm not doing any pre-planning for it. I'm just doing the sketch as it is. Yeah, she kind of had hair like this. I may be 100% wrong on this drawing, by the way. So if it doesn't come out the way everybody wanted me to get it to come out, no judgment there. This may be my first time drawing Ember, so I'm just gonna keep it to a headshot. Let's see where we're gonna go with that. I'm using a hard lead pencil for this. I think that's usually great when it comes to no smearing. Hard lead is great for no smearing. So I'm definitely not getting this accurately. You know what though? She had the mascara, not mascara. She had eyeshadow that curled down like this, right? Yeah, that was the one thing that really stood out to me. I think the thing, if you want to draw Ember, get the fire, make her have blue fiery hair, and get these really cool, 80s era. Maybe give her an angry grimace over here. So it's probably hard to see from this angle, but I'm doing a pencil underlayer before I go to the inks, which I'm probably just going to use a Sharpie because, hell man, I love Sharpie, and Sharpie has never done anything wrong to me. All hail the beautiful Sharpie. Of course you can't see it, it's in hard lead, so it's going to be hard to see, but once you see it in ink, man, model, it's going to blow your socks off. Bet you can see that now. Let's see. I love how I feel like I look into the chat and there's this whole extra conversation going into. So I'm not going to jump into that. So whatever cool conversation you kids are getting into, have fun. Draw somebody from The Incredibles. How do I feel about Butch Hartman? So I'll probably draw somebody from The Incredibles, which, by the way, if we're going to talk about updates for the reviews, I plan on having an Incredibles review in time, or at least in the same month as Incredibles 2. So this month. So expect a review of The Incredibles movie. I was going to say Incredibles 2. No. I'll be reviewing the first Incredibles movie. Somebody asked, what are my thoughts on Butch Hartman? I think it's great that he's on YouTube. I'm a little scared, though, because there's a good chance he's probably got the wrong impression of me if he's ever seen my review of the Fairly Odd movies, which, believe it or not, are not my... Yeah, Butch Hartman has like a special way of doing, like, very simple drawings, which is great. And the fact that Danny Phantom came out around the time of Fairly Odd Parents, is that it has that simple, very geometric style going on. You guys probably hear my fan. If it's too loud, let me know, and I'll probably turn off the fan. If not, thank you, because it's keeping me cool and it's pretty hot outside. So I'm open to anything at this point. See? Now you can see it, right? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about How to Train Your Dragon 3, but there was something that kind of worried me about the reception of How to Train Your Dragon 3. That kind of annoyed me, and I think it was supposed to be a joke, but I think people really started to take it seriously, so now I don't even know what the intention of it was. But there's a whole thing about people being pissed off that Toothless has a love interest, and I'm thinking like, alright. But then like another thing is that it's not good because Toothless is getting into a heterosexual relationship, and I'm like, what? Why is that the concern? Maybe it's a guy. I don't know. I know in the new Lion King reboot, Simba is going to be gay, which is kind of cool. You know, Pride Month. Whoop whoop. But I don't know, man. I don't know why that was the focus of everybody's rage. It is what it is, guys. It's a How to Train Your Dragon movie. Those movies have a good track record. So I'm not worried. I'm trying to figure out if I kind of messed. I don't know if I messed this one up, but I'm worried. But I think it came out okay. So I don't know if the Butch Hartman characters have pupils. So I'm gonna hold off on giving Ember a pupil. So there we go. There's my sketch of Ember from Danny Phantom. Let me know what you guys think. What are my thoughts? Didn't I already talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? I mean, I feel like I always mention that in every podcast, every stream I do. So, looking forward to it. Pretty excited. I like the trailer. I hope we can get another trailer at some point. So, when that comes out, I would love to talk about it. I'm excited that it's going to be a Spider-Verse movie. I'm excited that it's going to be a Miles Morales movie. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. Like, it looks good. If you guys don't know by now, I'm a big Spider-Man dork. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero of all time. And here are the outcries. Because I mentioned that, and a lot of people always bring up, well, why do you do the Batman Chronicles if Spider-Man's your favorite character and you think he's better, if Spider-Man's better than Batman? Well, truth be told, Batman has been around for such a long time that there's so many great Batman cartoons. But I'm talking about as a character, I always felt like as a hero, Spider-Man's always better. You know, I just feel like he captures the relatability more and what a superhero would do like in his situation better than most other characters. I will give Batman credit though, and a lot of people are probably going to be, you know, really question this, roll their eyes, huh? But like in Justice League, I always felt like Batman did, it was a really good Batman performance for one line in which he's telling the Flash how to save people, what it means to be a hero, in a very simple way that, I actually really appreciated a lot. So I know this probably doesn't look like Ember, but it's the best I got from memory, so don't hate me. This is, no judgment here. If you want to hate me, you can mention in the comments. But that's what we're going to go with Ember. Maybe let it dry up a little bit. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you guys can all see. Alright, how does that look? Here's my version of Ember. All memory, just straight from the noggin. Guess that shows that I really love that show enough to figure out how Ember looks. No shipping, guys. Dang it, guys. Maybe no shipping the characters together. Let's see. Here's an interesting one. So, somebody asks me, do I have an opinion on, let's get back here, on OKKO. The funny thing is that my opinion on OKKO comes from watching only a few episodes, which is not the best opinion to get, so really give it some time before I really give you a clear statement on it. But I don't know about you, man. I always feel like OKKO is a decent show, but nothing really special about it. I mean, that's kind of like a base impression, because I don't feel there was an episode where they did some pretty clever fourth wall breaking jokes, but that's pretty much it. I mean, when I reviewed Teen Titans Go, I had to watch like dozens upon dozens upon dozens of episodes, mostly out of my not even as a choice, before I came up with an opinion on that show that I still stick by. But I really can't say the same about OKKO, and even Steven Universe, as a matter of fact. Oh no! What are you doing? That's animation reviewer suicide. You're not talking about Steven Universe? What? Whatever. Somebody wanted me to draw a character from The Incredibles. So the funny thing is, I do have Mr. Incredible Funko looking at me. The box is over there, so at least I got that a little bit for reference. But I don't want to draw Mr. Incredible. I want to draw someone else. Maybe I want to draw a different character. Jack's too easy. Come on, that's too easy. Yeah, the pumpkin magic sword was from a panel I went to at New York Comic Con, where the creator was there, who, believe it or not, from what I understand, is good friends with a lot of people on in the internet reviewing scene. So that's kind of cool. But it was kind of a cool prop they handed out, and I figured it would go well on the wall. So it's been a while since I've saw Mighty Magic Sword, but I like that show. But like I said, I probably haven't seen it recently to give you a clear opinion on it. I'm going to take a little bit detour from answering questions, and I feel like I should at least owe some credit to the title I gave to the stream and talk about the movie Upgrade. So this weekend, independent film that's been getting a lot of buzz called Upgrade, and I wanted to see it really badly because I was looking forward to it. I liked the trailer. But believe it or not, when it first came out, only theaters showing the movie were in Pennsylvania and not New Jersey for some reason. So a lot of my friends and I couldn't see the movie together, so I kind of had to hike this one out to go see it in PA. And if you do see the movie, I think you'll like it if you're a big fan of Paul Verhoeven, especially the earlier films like Total Recall and RoboCop. For two-thirds of the film, it's very clear that this movie is inspired by Ex Machina, and I'll even go as far as to say that it kind of rips off Ex Machina to a certain degree. So I wasn't really a fan of that when it was ripping it off, because it was doing so well as an action adventure film that when it comes to being a sci-fi with a message, it kind of failed. And I know that's I don't want to say controversial, but that's just my impression of it, was that I really don't feel like it was the movie that I was expecting it to be, based on the reception and even based on the trailer. I was getting the impression that it was supposed to be like this cool, fun, dark, R-rated sci-fi action movie, but it tried so hard to have this sort of Twilight Zone, Ex Machina type ending that, to me, while interesting, it kind of, it's like you had something here. Why do that? And to me, it kind of fell apart a little. By saying it fell apart, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying I felt like it could have been better. And when one movie did something a whole lot better than another one, it's very apparent when I'll be remembering Ex Machina more than I'll be remembering this film. So that's the thing. So in case anybody's wondering, I'm drawing Syndrome. Yeah, give him his freckles. So the funny thing is, with Syndrome, I made a comment that at first I was kind of hesitant about using in the review because, no joke, no surprise, um, Jason Lee plays a nerd, and there's one other movie that I absolutely love. I haven't seen in years, but give him a supervillain pose. He played, sorry, would it be Brody from Mallrats, and that was amazing. I love that movie. Great Kevin Smith movie. So I really wanted to use that line where he's talking to Stan Lee about having sex with superheroes, and it's just so I don't curse on the show. You guys know that if you've watched my show for a really long time. I rarely ever use obscenities. It might sound weird, but I couldn't avoid it because, like, dude, I had to mention that because that's one of the big things about that. And this is actually turning out pretty good for something I'm just doing out of memory. I guess because I'm not focusing on details as much, and I'm trying to just get the impression rather than. And it also helps that this movie came out years ago. I'm talking about the drawing itself, so. I know you guys can't see the underlying drawing, but that's when you're working with hard lead pencil. That's what happens. Well, I am aware that Big Hero 6 is a Marvel property. Believe it or not, when the movie came out, I was kind of expecting more Marvel references. That's what we're going to go with if you guys can take a look at that. You'll look better. Trust me, you'll notice it more when I start drawing with marker. Well, thank you, Clint. Is your birthday going to be on a weekend? It will be kind of hard for me to do if it's not on a weekend, but if you want, I will give you a birthday shout out. And if you want a specific request for me for the next stream on the weekend of the 7th, let me know. I try to do these streams on Sunday. I've noticed more people were interested in seeing me do it earlier in the day as opposed to the evening. So basically, I decided to do it earlier in the evening. Yeah. He looks like Pebbles. He looks like Pebbles from the Flintstones. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. There are no mistakes. Pretty little pictures. There we go. That kind of helps it out a little bit. Give him kind of a tulip hairstyle going on there. So we're going to go ahead. Definitely different ways I would like to experiment with streams. Different ways where I can incorporate more digital work into my streams. It'd be kind of hard for me to have that at this point in the stream. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be coloring all the black in this. Isn't it interesting how his costume has a giant S that isn't too distracting? I don't know why. I just figured it'd be a very distracting aspect of his costume. Okay, so it looks like we have 2 birthday shout-outs. Where was the one who said his birthday was on the 7th? So Clint, do you have any specific requests for me to do on your stream? Let me know. And remember, if I forget here, tweet me on my Twitter, Joey.T.Cartoon.P. I'll put in the put in the handle for you guys to figure out, so that if you guys want to tweet me any specific birthday related stuff like you want for your birthday, let me know. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see here. Drawing a blank. Let's get back to Syndrome. That'll probably run my memory a little bit. Let's go put this down. Alright, come on. There we go. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Just tweet me whatever it is you want me to do for your birthday. I don't do lap dances. Ooh. Let's keep it clean, keep it PG. But, you know, if you got specific requests for my streams, let me know. I'm always willing to try new stuff. Like, these are really just experimental ways for me to play around with ways to communicate with the audience, you know. Try out different things. And, you know, I never really get a chance to show off my drawings on my videos, so that's one thing I really enjoy about these streams. So, by the way, there's a cool little challenge I recommend anybody who's into drawing cartoons called June Toon. And it's big on Instagram, a little bit on Twitter, but mostly on Instagram, where you draw your favorite cartoon character for the month of June for every 31 days of the month. And, no, 30 days in September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31. So yeah, I am doing that. If you want to see that on my Instagram handle, I'm going to put that here too. Instagram handle. If you guys want to check out my June Toon drawings. Handle is TEDZEY91. There we go. You know, it's interesting, some of you guys are talking about the new Christopher Robin movie. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks adorable. It's weird though, because I think the first trailer was better than the second trailer that came out for it. Did anybody feel like that? Did anybody feel like the second trailer was better? The first trailer was better than the second one. I think it's because there was a lot more to wonder about where this film was going to go, and now that we kind of see where it's going to go, it has me a little bit worried. But it still looks interesting. I mean, I think it's great that they have most of, well, they only have, they have both roles of Tigger and Pooh being played by Jim Cummings, which is exciting. For some reason, a lot of people have wondered why the original voice actor who did Optimus Prime, who does Eeyore, isn't reprising his role. And truth be told, it seems like he's been disengaged with that franchise since like the early 2010s. So yeah, and I know that before people bring it up, because I know you guys are very specific when it comes to specific voice actors, Bud Lucky, who did the voice of one of the characters in The Incredibles, did the voice of Eeyore. So like, thank you, Peter Cullen. Yeah, he's not doing Eeyore. Brad Garrett's doing Eeyore, which I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of excited by, because Brad Garrett didn't sound like a Brad Garrett performance as much. I mean, people could recognize it, but you know, I was like, oh, first I thought it was Peter Cullen, but it was actually Brad Garrett. So I kind of appreciate that. And here we have Syndrome, your nemesis, and oh, great. Whoa, you sly dog. You had me monologuing. Let's see. Somebody's mentioning Ralph Breaks the Internet, the Emoji Movie 2. Is it me? Does anybody get a big Emoji Movie feel when looking at Ralph Breaks the Internet? I think it's kind of exciting seeing all the Disney princesses that were hand-drawn, done in computer animation. There's an image of it floating around. I'm sure it's going to be in the trailer too. I'd say a lot of them I'm okay with. I liked seeing Aurora, Belle in computer animation, but I had a weird feeling seeing... I feel like Cinderella had such a specific look to her that wasn't captured in computer animation that to me that was a little distracting. And definitely Pocahontas. Like, a lot of people complained about the way Pocahontas looks, but you gotta give him some credit because that character was so stylized in her movie that, you know, having it in the same sort of template as the other Disney princesses would look a little off. Let's see. Electric Boogaloo. Seems like everybody's kind of disappointed that I bring up So Thomas, how could I talk about the Yellow Submarine if I hate the Beatles? Let's see everybody respond to that. I'm just kidding. I love the Beatles. That was just a joke from the review I did a while back with Animat. I've asked you this question. Hey, listen, man. If I don't get to your questions, I'm not being a dick. It's just that there are a lot of friggin' questions on this thing. So if I don't get to your questions, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to as many as I can. But anyways, you're asking if X-Men show on Netflix or animated. Probably the animator who did Voltron. Well, I guess it really depends if Marvel Studios lets them do that. Though it seems likely now that we were going to get a Deadpool animated series. So if we do see an X-Men animated series, I would love to see where that goes. I mean, they had a really good run with Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. But I think that brings up a good point because action cartoons, and I think Pan brought this up, but I didn't really watch the video. But someone was bringing this up to me where action cartoons kind of just have the look of anime now. Whereas, you know, maybe, I want to say 10 years ago with the Spectacular Spider-Man, you know, there was more of a unique look. You know, even Ben 10, there was more of a uniqueness to cartoony action adventure cartoons. So, I mean, I would like to see action cartoons that don't just do anime inspired look, you know, really just do their own thing. But who knows? I feel like it was kind of like in the 80s and early 90s before Batman the Animated Series where every action cartoon looked like the same thing. And, you know, that happens. The thing is, I would have loved to see that Donald Glover Deadpool project. I mean, based on the test footage from Titmouse, it looked pretty cool. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels the same way about that. Favorite PBS cartoon aside from Arthur? That's a very good question. Believe it or not, I don't know if I have another cartoon specifically that I liked on PBS as much as Arthur. Though I'm pretty sure there probably was one. It's funny. There's a YouTuber who does these animations. I think his name is Jake, and you guys could probably find the URL or something. He did a video on PBS cartoons, you know, before cable. What did we really have in the day? And they mentioned Cyber Chase. He mentioned Clifford the Big Red Dog, and even Dragon Tales. It was pretty funny commentary. You guys should check that out when you get the chance. Oh, thank you. The Odd One S Out. Yeah, I gotta definitely watch more of his videos. He is a very good contributor. How you doing, Caleb? Good to see you. Good to see you, Caleb. He talked about all these different PBS cartoons, and the one that stuck out to me, or at least one that didn't really mention, was what was that show? Seven Little Monsters, which was Maurice Sendak worked on. It was an interesting show. That's right. Teletubbies was on PBS, despite all of our great intentions. Has anybody got any other requests for drawings? I'm getting kind of bored. I want to draw something. I want to doodle. I just don't know what to doodle, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm kind of doodled out. Oh, thank you. I got a request. The beauty of Winnie the Pooh, especially from the side, he's got this cute little look to him when he's just on the sides. His belly's hanging out like that. It's kind of adorable. Yeah, Pooh is so easy to draw. And there's just something, there's something really great about the character and his design, his simplicity. I guess because he's a teddy bear. He's legit a teddy bear, so, you know. Maybe looking up. I'm kind of just doing it as I'm looking up. I don't know why he's looking up. Maybe there's a hive over here. Let's have a stare at a hive. And I'm going to do the Mickey Mouse trick where both ears show up on the same. Well, that's the best I got for Pooh right now. Looks like he's got a gem in the middle of his forehead. But instead of using a Sharpie for this one, I'm going to see if I can maybe have him step up here a little bit and make more sense perspective-wise. He looks like he's shrugging his arms, so let's have the arm down here. Proves a crystal gem. Let's see. There is no way Incredibles 2 is going to be rated PG-13, dude. It worked on PG, so why does it have to be rated PG-13? I mean, keep it the way it is. I find nothing wrong with the way, you know, if it ain't broke, don't mess with it. So I'm going to hate myself for this. So the pen I'm using, I picked up at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and it's a brush pen. I'm not a fan of it. So you know what? As much as I'm hating this pen, I'm going to use my other brush pen, which I haven't used in a really long time. So this one I like. This baby. What on me. Beautiful. Let me just go ahead and try to see if I got any ink going out of it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's start inking this baby. Let's start inking this one. Oh man, I love inking with Black India ink. The funny thing is, I was fortunate in high school, even middle school, to experiment with Black India ink, and I don't regret it. It was also when I discovered that it's a very hard medium to work with. Now, the paper I'm using is pretty cheap Walmart grade paper, so it's gonna seep through. I don't even know if this does use, I'm pretty sure it uses Black India ink. If anybody's seen my review of Teen Titans Go, I use a joke from the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, where Stan, every once in a while, from Marvel, Stan Lee, would just, every once in a while, talk to the camera and go, the Marvel way, that's how you do it, the Marvel way. Long story short, that's where I discovered that the comic book artists were using brushes and they were using Black India ink. And that's when I wanted to try doing that myself. I was like, hey, I want to draw like the cool guys. I want to be like the cool illustrators and do that. So, anybody ever wants to ink or get into making comics, Black India ink, way to go. That's the way to go. That's a great idea, filmmaker of the future. I guess because I'm kind of just doing this. Piggy fan, I'm not doing that. I'm not drawing that guy. So what did you discover about me, Daniel Vasquez, recent high school graduate? I remember that from the last stream. I would like to draw Blockbuster Buster. I've drawn him before too. Man. Ooh, I get so excited whenever I draw with ink. It's so fun. I miss using this pen. I guess because getting more capsules for it is so expensive. But whenever I get the chance to draw with ink, man, fun times are had. Fun times indeed. Fun times indeed. Yeah, there's a great illustrator on Instagram named Erin Hunting, I believe, who does a lot of these great cartoon illustrations. And she uses brush pens, she uses Copics. Ah, yeah, you kind of messed that up. Whatever. No mistakes. It is what it is. Well, I would like to draw Bob Ross one day. That would be kind of fun. Maybe I'll do one more drawing after this and probably head out. I would like to draw Bob Ross. That would be a lot of fun. Alright, let's go for the head. Aim for the head. I would love to see what I can come up with Bob Ross from memory. You know, it's interesting now that I'm getting an idea of how this perspective is looking. He's kind of looking around here rather than how I had him before. Have him paint his head like that. There we go. There we go. And there's Pooh. There's Pooh done in ink. Maybe give him some shading. Yeah, he's made of fur, so give the illusion of fur. A little. And that's what we're gonna do. Huh. So, how you doing, Caleb? Tell me, if you have plans on doing commissions, do you think I should open myself to that? That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I did talk about Upgrade a little bit earlier. And as I mentioned before, a good movie, but I felt like it could have been a little bit better. It's funny, the sketchbook has other drawings from the other streams. And so, what would be the best way to set up commissions? Would you guys want to message me through Twitter, through Etsy? What would be the best method? I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to illustration. Remember this, guys? My Barry B. Benson? Barry B. Benson was just your average B. Twitter works. Okay. Well, if you guys are interested, if you guys want to message me, and I will give you my rates. I mean, I'm probably going to make them really cheap. I'll probably do it based on if it's digital, if it's based on the size. Most of my artwork I do on a 5x7. No, that's too small, actually. More or less a like 8x10 type size. Kind of like regular legal paper, maybe 11x17. But if you want me to do something smaller too, I could do that as well. Would you prefer prints? Would you prefer digital? Because I think there are ways where, I don't know, there's something charming about mailing a print to somebody, you know? That's cool. Twitter and Instagram. Mr. Pat, I actually was supposed to review Enchanted Christmas, and I don't think I finished the drawing. That's why I didn't give him antennas. Let's fix that now. There, he's got antennas now. Happy? Are you happy now? How much would commissions cost? You know what? I would basically do the basic rate, you know? I want to say maybe the most expensive I will go at a commission would probably be like a fully illustrated, fully inked in color on an 8x10 I would sell for $20. And maybe shipping if you want me to mail it to you. Probably $3 with shipping. So like 23 bucks. if we're an 8x10. If you want something smaller, we'll talk $15, which really isn't that much smaller, and it's probably even better because a 5x7 is still pretty big. $15, maybe even less than that, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll bring it down to $10. $10 fully colored, and $20 8x10 fully colored. And then I'll probably knock off a couple bucks if you want it black and white. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That would be pretty cool. What do you mean by character limit, though? So what do you mean by character limit? Do you mean like in how much you are asking me for a request? Like the letters in the name? I don't know. It's a really good question. The funny thing is that I did a commission for somebody once where I included a mandala, sort of circle art once. How many? Oh, thank you, thank you. See, it really depends because sometimes certain characters take up a certain portion of the page, and if you've got 3 really tiny characters, it's probably just going to be on par with drawing 1 really detailed character, you know. Generally, though, I don't draw with a lot of details, so you're probably gonna, I would say, if you want me to draw a whole town, like, come on, that's gonna be a little bit hard to do. I think at that point, when you get to what it is specifically, I will message you and I'll just let you know what it is that we can do. But as far as like a base rate, it's going to be dependent on whether it's in color and how big the drawing is going to be. So what do you think? Well, thank you very much, Caleb. It's pretty cool to know that there are other YouTubers and internet personalities that watch my stuff. So that's pretty cool. Kind of drawing a blank here. That's usually about time for me to clock out. I'm a short and simple guy, you know. I try to keep things short and simple. I do want to let you know, though, before I go, I do want to mention that I was planning on doing 3 Cartoon Palooza videos last month, but the one I was working on was getting kind of hard to edit, and I finished writing it. So in case anybody wants me to, you know, just hold on to that video and maybe like some point in the future just release it later, let me know. It's basically a character study of Bugs Bunny. So if anybody wants to still see that video but is not real big demand, I mean, I don't know if I can get it done this week. I'm kind of working on this month's videos as it is. Let's see. Don't know who the hacker is. Lincoln Loud. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't actually draw that many characters. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go call it quits from the stream for right now. And again, if anybody wants to request commissions, let me know. That'd be kind of fun. Alright guys, I'm gonna go call it quits right now. But this was fun. Fun as always. Good times had, good times for all. Sorry I didn't get to answer all your questions, but that's why we're gonna be here next Sunday. So take care, y'all. Yes.